Okay, now, since yesterday I actually put on the clear coat as I showed you before on yesterday's part one. So it's all dry now. They've all dried overnight beautifully, and I've sanded them back using a hand sander. I'm using my hand sander, but my hand sander has has a soft pad that fits onto the sander first, and then I've got a 240 grit because I don't make a 220, but a 240 grit is fine. Rather than use my machines, I like to sort of hand sand this last bit off. The foam sits around the bull nose that I've created, or the 5mm shoulder, take it off the edge. The reason I take those edges off is because in a bar or a pub where these tables are going, it's important that these tables are nice and safe. If anyone falls over into them, they're nice and safe, they're not sharp. Now, I've got to say, the first coat of the Evolution, putting it on using the little white vial, like this one I showed you previously, using the Evolution oil. This is fantastic. This is a great little tip. By having it like dipping it into the oil and then scrubbing it like so, wiping it with the grain and scrubbing and burnishing that oil in just by hand. Wipe it down from the excess, dry it overnight. I'm sanding it this morning. No build up on my sandpaper, so that little bit was just something else I did. But no build up on my sandpaper. Feels, I'll take my gloves off, absolutely feels as smooth as a baby's bum all the way around. And it's really, I found a very effective way of doing it, using this this little vial of scrubbing in. Now, I showed you different ways, or I tried with a scraper. That worked really quite well with the other stuff, but I like the idea of the vial. Now, I got the idea from Patrick, who does videos for TimberCon. He showed how to use the Evolution oil, and he showed the little trick of using this, which I thought was a bloody good idea, because all you do is just dip this in your oil and rub it around. So it's being very, very generous with your oil, because it's so expensive, the oil. It's a great way of, saving the oil. Now, so this morning, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now roll on the last coat. First of all, I like to give it a bit of a blow down with my little blower. Then I use a tack rag I use a tack cloth. It's one of these little tack cloths. Give it a bit of a wipe over, get off that last bit of dust all around, because it's going to be a sort of a final coat. We don't want too much of the dust or that coming back up. You notice it all on your little dust rag. Dust rag's good. And just do this one on the end here. Right, rightio. Now, also got another great little tip. This is I don't know if you're familiar with these, but this is from a company called Monarch. I bought this from the DIY store in Australia. Here we call it Bunnings. But this is a great little invention. This is perfect for this sort of thing. It's a little cap. It's a little container with a snap cap on top, and it allows you to. Now, this is from when I did some oiling the other day. Apparently, you can leave something in here for up to 2 weeks. So all you do is get your roller. You don't even have to touch it with your hands. Get the roller in, push it to your here, click, pull it out. There you go. Now you're finished with the roller for the day. Put it back into the container again, like so. Listen to the click. Pull that out. How ingenious is that? I love it. I used to put plastic bags over everything, and then you just pop the little lid back on. Beautiful. Then now they sell the bigger versions, but this is, I just like this. I like, because there's only a 5mm nap on this. Now, that's a mohair roller. Another trick I do before I do the rolling is, rather than, they say soak it in water, but what I want to soak it in water for when I'm going to be using oil, I actually just get my vacuum and just run the vacuum all the way around it quite a few times. That sucks out all the old, or any of the stray hairs that might be in there. But this is ready to go. Like, I haven't used this for 2 days, but you watch, if I push it down with it, beautiful, there's oil still in it, it's working perfect. So, having said that, I will get my Evolution oil. Little tray. Little trick is I put just when I use my tray, I usually put a bit of aluminium foil over it for a day or two, so that stops it drying out. So just put a little bit in there, not much. Oh, by the way, I'd already pre-stirred my oil before I did the video. So just a minute, get some on. Just a nice bit on your roller. These little trays were cheap, only $1.98, which is pretty damn good. Okay, so just roll away, put a nice thin coat on it. Watch it come up lovely, and I like doing this as a finish coat better than the paintbrush, I think, because I think the paintbrush gives you an inconsistent film to it all, where you get, you know, dark, heavier bits and lighter bits, where this is really nice. And the 5mm nap, don't put much pressure on it, just roll it back and forward, around the corners, great for going around corners, and got a bit of an angle so I can sort of squeeze in between these bits, because I'm trying to do a few tables at the same time. But I can see the finish is coming on very nicely. I run across the grain first. Now, maybe you guys have different techniques, different ideas. I'd love to hear your thoughts of how you use your oil, because I've experimented so much with all these different oils. I've got a fortune's worth of oils. I hope they don't go off before I finish making things, because a lot of them only have a time span before they do kind of go off. Now, I get a nice good coverage both ways, and then finish off with the grain. I'm getting a beautiful coat on this at the moment. It's looking absolutely fabulous, because when I did it the night before with the little white vial, or villet, or what do they call it? Well, in other words, a little white pad. Got the little white pad from Timber Contour. They sell them. They sell a range of them. I think I showed you the other day from my little shopping experience. But gee, look, you know, you can't really see it, I suppose, you guys, but I'm getting a beautiful texture, slight texture from the nap of the roller. Getting a nice even coverage across the whole lot. Apparently only 2 coats is all you need when you do it this method. And I like this method better than the Osmo. Now, I'm sure the school's out on that, and everyone's got their opinions. I know one of the guys, Brendan, he said he tried it and he didn't have great success with it. It's funny. I think it's a great product. I've never had any problems with it. Possibly Brendan maybe tried it. You got to let it. You know, at the end of the day, this stuff takes about 7 days to properly cure to its being hard. You know, you got to take it pretty easy up till that particular point. So that's why I'm trying to get this job done with plenty of time to spare for the tops to dry up before I have to deliver them on site and put them together. But I'll show you what they look like in the next couple of days. I'll do a demonstration where I will show you. Oh, need to pick up the rag. I spilled a bit of the oil. Actually, it's not too bad doing the oil on my desk, because I don't mind the spill over on my counters, because my counters are actually already oiled with the same sort of stuff anyway, and the more you put on it, the better it is, because glue doesn't stick to it. So anyway, I'm going to continue oiling the rest of them now, let them dry. They take about 4 to 6 hours to dry, which is not bad. So I'll finish these two tops off, go inside, do some computer work today, and maybe a little bit of shopping. All right. Anyway, I will keep you posted. I'm going to try and, through the mastery of film and video, I'm going to try to link a few of my videos. In other words, last night I did all the vial with the oil, but I didn't record it. So the next batch, I'll record them, and then I'll splice it in front of doing this, so it'll all make sense at the end of the day. All right, guys. By the way, my head's fine, headache's gone. The wonders of a glass of wine or two fixes everything. See you again.